the strategy is try to hit it over the fence and do it a lot of times. But I think too is like trying to keep the pace, not like going too quick. I think the biggest advantage is being able to go second in almost every round, I think. So you kind of get to see the number that you're going to have, things like that. But, really excited to do it. Excited, it's like a little childhood dream to like face Albert in the first round. So that's going to be really cool.
Which teammate would be your biggest competition in a wonder?
I'd have to say Bryce, right? He beat me, so I'll say Bryce. And then Reese too. Me and Reese had a pretty nice battle too. So Bryce and Reese.
What was the deciding factor for you to do it again? I know you said the first time it was kind of like a bucket list thing.
Yeah, I think the kind of the biggest thing was, one, when you get selected, right, that you want to represent Philly, and obviously I wish Bryce was here, and wish that he would, I get to watch him play, things like that, but so just having that little extra representation there for Philly, I think it's nice, and especially being my first year here too, just say thanks, I guess, and hopefully we can go out there and do something fun tonight.
Kyle, in the low minors, they're sort of tweaking the sensitivity of the robo-umps they're testing. They're thinking about bringing the strike zone down a little bit and making it a little bit wider. How would that change sort of the chess match between pitcher and hitter if that were a more widespread thing?
They were going to bring it down?
Yeah, lower the top a little bit and widen it a little bit.
Lower it and widen it. I think the biggest thing is learning it, right? If that were to ever happen. For me, I'm against it. I've always been against the robo-ump. I like the human error part of the game, right? Or just the human aspect of it. And sometimes there's going to be pitches that barely nick it if they pull it, and the catcher, is reaching, and that's going to be a strike now. So, I'm not I guess I wouldn't say I'm for. I'm not for it. I like the human aspect back there.
I feel like I saw a clip earlier this year where you didn't love the human error part of it.
Yeah, I did. I mean, and I guess that's why we all like the game, right? Like, and I'm not saying you do it for an entertainment factor, right? But if when I was watching the game growing up, you see someone get thrown out, you sit there and watch, and it's fun, but it's part of the game. I guess I'm just a holist guy about the game where that it's part of the game, and you don't want to take those things out of the game.
I guess more generally, throw the robo-umps out. If they were to lower the zone a little bit and widen it, how would that change the dynamic?
I think it's just more of getting consistent with it, right? That for a pretty good portion, guys know what the strike zone is, and obviously different umpires have different zones and things like that, and you try to learn it as you go on, or you look at the sheet that gives you the heat map, I guess, but. I think it'd just be more of getting used to, okay, you might have to swing a little bit more if it's off the plate versus, okay, I don't have to worry so much about up. Now I have to more cover east and west. Yep.
Who's throwing you tonight?
The guy who threw to me in 2018, Mike Sinicola. I've hit off him for about 6 years in Florida, and always loved this BP, and we did it in 2018, and thought, why not do it again this year?
You said, I think, that you don't believe in the idea that the Derby screws up your swing or something like that. And we've seen it go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys have had maybe coincidentally bad second halves, good second halves. I mean, how do you avoid letting that happen? That it's a one night thing and then you go back to doing what you normally do?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is, it's you don't want to just get too yank happy, right? For me, I'm going to try to stay, center, right, center, and then if you pull one, you pull one. But it's more just trying to keep it as normal as possible. And yeah, it's the myth. You know what I mean? It's a myth. it is what you make of it. It's not like, because I'm probably going to take way more swings throughout this second half than I will in this home run derby. So, it's just a myth, and it's the way the game is.
Kyle from Waltham, what was your favorite part of being in Boston?
My favorite part about being in Boston, I mean, I would say the fans were awesome. I mean, I caught it at a good time when I got traded over, and team was in first place, and we're pushing for a playoff, and every night it was packed, and we had a good team there. So, and it was unfortunate that it ended there in the championship series. We thought that we had something good there, but it is what it is, and that was, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there, and it was a lot of fun.
You made no secret of how much you enjoyed your time there, and the fact that you would have been open to coming back. Were you, in terms of off-season conversations that you had with them?
Yeah, I mean, there was some, there was some conversation, but it didn't really didn't go much after the lockout and things like that, and it is what it is. That's kind of the business aspect of that game, where there's the way teams have to do things, there's the way that players have to do another, and for me, like I said, I enjoyed my time at Boston, and I loved it. I had a great time, and now being here in Philly, and it's this is A+ organization, and I love the team that we got and the way that we've been battling throughout this whole year, where we've had a lot of things thrown at us throughout this year, and the way that we've responded, it's what good teams do. So I'm very happy with where I'm at.
You had obviously, you made some offensive adjustments last year.
Mm-hmm.
You became super disciplined
Yeah.
in terms of approach. How much do you feel like this year, what you've been able to do thus far, kind of validates? Yes, this is now me.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely not the perfect first half, right? I guess traditionally, I don't like hitting 2-0, whatever it is, right? I want to hit higher than that. The other numbers are there where you have the power, the run scored, things like that, whatever, RBIs, but there's still more aspects of the game. So there's just things that you still want to keep getting better at, and especially going through the second half and start off strong. But definitely last year was definitely a valid indicator of the type of player I am.
How much have you stayed in touch with Red Sox guys, if at all, this season?
Oh yeah, I stay in touch with them. Yeah, I'm excited to see Rafi, Bogey, and JD here too. So I can't wait to get to see them and say what's up.
Kyle,
Yeah.
the Derby is the only individual skills competition during the break. Are there any other kind of fun skill contests that you might think would be cool to incorporate here? For example, a bunting competition.
I mean, I would love to see that. I'd love to see I would like to see something for the catchers. I think the catchers are kind of like the unseen warriors. So, giving them some love, where they're going out there, they're grinding on two sides of the baseball, trying to get their pitcher through the game, also trying to be on the offensive side of the game as well. I think something that if we could showcase the catchers, that would be pretty cool.
Who do you think would stand out in maybe a framing competition?
A framing competition, wow. It's a good question. I would say JT's always been a really good receiver. And I think you look at a guy like Jacob Stallings there in Miami, who's really known for getting some pitches on the edges, and I think it would just be fun to see the catchers get rewarded.
Can you tell us what your thoughts are going into the home run derby tonight?
I was telling them that it's kind of the childhood dream there to get to face Albert in the first round, and I grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan, so I got to watch him absolutely destroy the Reds growing up, and that was always fun. But to go up against him in the first round, it's just going to be a moment that you don't forget. But the strategy, just go out there, have fun, and whatever happens. I'm not going in there with too much expectation. Just want to go out there and have fun, and just kind of keep it as regular BP, things like that, and keep obviously ticket towards the last round of the BPs in those first rounds, but and go from there.
And how special are you to be representing the Phillies in the All-Star game?
Yeah, very excited. I mean, I said obviously I wanted Bryce here, where selfishly because the year that guy was having, it was, the guy was on pace to do another special thing, and he's going to have that opportunity to do that again this year. To come back and keep putting up those numbers, but to be here representing Philadelphia, especially first year in here, it means a lot, and I hope that I can represent the organization, our players, and the fan base really well tonight.
Hasn't been one of these since 2018. Is that kind of crazy?
Yeah, that was weird last year that he wasn't even an All-Star and he won the MVP, right? So, kind of interesting to see that, but it just shows you the way of halves can be, right? That for some reason he wasn't a first, didn't get the All-Star nod, and next thing you know, he's the NL MVP. So, it's quite interesting, but I would have been thrilled to see him here, and I'm happy that he got the nod as the first ever DH in the NL.
Is it weird, just kind of like he's kind of such a face of the game in a lot of ways that and I know that there was the year where there was no game, and this year obviously the injury gets in the way, but just that a guy who's a star, the biggest star as he is, just hasn't been in this event.
Yeah, for a guy who's been the face of baseball since like the age of 13, right? That for him to only be at this event a couple times, it is weird, and to see the way that the guy works and prepares and things like that, and how he goes about his business every single day. The guy proves why he does what he does every year, and you're not shocked by it. So I'm really happy to be on this side of it.
You guys had a lot of success with your first team. What advice would you have for a guy like Soto, who's kind of deciding whether to extend or test free agency?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to a personal decision. It really is. The game for me, it threw me different ways. Where I got non-tendered, and I got forced into free agency, and landed up in Washington, and then next thing you know, traded to Boston, and then hit free agency again. And now I'm being able to be here in Philly for 4 years. It's a personal decision. If a team does want to come at you and extend, I'm sure he listened, and I don't know the story. I'm not going to ask him at all, and that's his business. So it all comes down to a personal decision, and what he feels best is for himself and for his family.
You guys have put yourselves in a pretty good spot in the last month and a half, and getting to the break,
Yeah.
new playoffs. Like, what are your expectations now ahead of the trade deadline? What this team could do, and where are you?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look kind of every year. You look at what Dave does wherever he's been, right? Dave likes to win, and I know the ownership is wanting us to win. You see what they did this offseason, and we're putting ourselves in a position to make the playoffs and have a strong second half to push. So whatever the trade deadline brings, it brings, and if we have to stick with this, if we're going to stick with the group that we have, we're more than confident with that. I love the way that I think everyone kind of overlooks the young guys and what they've been doing on our team. You see a lot of new faces coming up, where you see Stott, you see Vierling, you see D. Hall, you see Jairo Munoz, right? Like, these guys are coming up in big key spots, and you see the way the bullpen's been throwing the baseball the last month and a half. It's been lights out. So, and obviously our starting rotation has been just nails the whole year. So, it's just if we add, I think that's the cherry on top. But we're still going to feel good with the group that we have. Yeah.
How much of the expanded playoffs just changed the feel of the season? You could have a rough stretch and still be very much involved.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And I think it's nice, right? To know that a team can still go out there and make it, and and a team that's going to push really hard. I don't think that you want to see the non-competitiveness thing, right? You want to see teams going and pushing really hard to get to that extra spot out there. So this game's not easy, and especially in, I know in our division, it's a tough division. So, we're out there grinding every day, and if we can try to, if we get in that third wild card spot, or if we sneak anywhere else, that's great.
You mentioned the non-tender in 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Back-to-back All-Stars. How does that make you feel, and how do you get your mindset to get where you are now?
Yeah, it definitely makes me feel a lot better about, I knew that 2020 wasn't a representation of myself, right? And I think I've told everyone, I'll be the first one to let you know that I sucked in 2020, and and it was a business move. But the now be where I'm at today, I can't be more happy about that and where I'm at in my life, and having a kid now, so it's been really good.
And was there anything you had to change about how you approached the game after 2020, or was it just going right back to
No, I think it was, there's physical adjustments, but, I think it's just more of being able to stay consistent in your mindset, your approach, and going out there and enjoying it, right? Like this is, we play a game. It's a very challenging game. It's getting harder each and every single year, but, to go out there and keep having fun and being consistent, I think that's the key.
I got one more for you.
Yeah.
The World Cup's coming up. It's like an all-star game.
World Cup. Oh, okay.
Who's your World Cup team? Favorite players to watch?
Oh man, I mean, this is soccer, right? United States? Sure, United States, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Best answer of the day. Nice to see you again. You just touched on it a little bit, kind of the
Yeah.
journey of the last couple of years for you. In light of that, what does it mean to be here among the best in the game?
It means a lot. I mean, especially be selected by peers again too. It's nice, and I always say that this isn't an individual kind of thing. This is a team-oriented deal, that I wouldn't be here without the guys around me and the coaching staff around me and the organization. And I wouldn't be here without them, right? I wouldn't have had the numbers without the dude in front of me, the dude behind me, the dude next to me. So, this is more of a us thing than it is a me thing, and I just want to thank them for that.
All right, what did you learn from the Hormone Derby last year?
Ooh.
Taking into tonight?
Well, in 18? Yeah, in 18? Yeah. I'm going to try to not maybe rack off as many. I maybe make a little bit more quality than quantity. And maybe not try to be so Deadpool. I think I want to try to stay middle, right center, and we'll see from where it goes. I'm probably going to pull a lot of homers, and we'll see what happens there. But just try to stay middle of the center of the field.
What does it mean to know Albert?
Yeah. Woo. That's it. That's I was telling. It's like a childhood dream, right? I grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan, so I grew up watching him kill the Reds the whole time, and now in his final year, a solidified Hall of Famer, one of the best in the game to be. It's just like that. It's going to be that bucket list memory that always stays with you for the rest of your life. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
Kyle, I've got a bit of a novelty question for you.
Yes.
You get a choice of three things. One is win the Masters. Two is be a passenger on one of those civilian rockets that are thrown up in space
Ooh.
these days. Or three,
Win the Masters by far. Win the Masters. Yeah, I want to win the Masters so I can keep playing that course, right? So, never. So, yeah, that's why. But being in the greatness of someone like a Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, right? Like that's pretty cool. So I would say that.
shift or no shift?
Me being left-handed, obviously no shift. But and why? I mean, it takes away a guy from the right side of the field. It would be nice. So
You've heard Ortiz say that it costs him 30, 40 points.
yeah, so it'd be nice to see what happens there. Yeah,
Hey Kyle, how's it going?
good.
Stacked field tonight with Home Run Derby. What are you looking forward to? You're seeded number one. What do you tell yourself before going up to the plate?
The biggest thing is just have fun. I mean, this is an event where it's going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of noise, and I think the biggest thing is just trying to have fun with it and don't make so much pressure, And I think it's nice that I've done it before, to learn from my mistakes before that, and like I said, I'm going up against Albert Pujols in the first round, childhood dream. Like, I'm going to enjoy this. This is something that you don't get to do every year. So I'm going to have fun and take the results.
Right. And what sets you apart? I mean, Pete Alonso, he's going for his 3rd consecutive win. You're up against Albert Pujols, all-time great. What are you going to do differently?
Well, try hard and try to hit it really far. No, I don't know. It's a talented field. I mean, it's you look at, you got some of the best power hitters in the game, and for me just to be in here with these guys, it's fun, and I'm just going to take a pitch at a time, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's going to be competitive, and I'm going to have fun with it.
Can you just talk to me about the atmosphere? Fans come from all over the country to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for the game of baseball to have, especially in a market like this where you're out in LA and there's people from all over the place that can fly in and come see this. You have a lot of the best baseball players in the world all in one area to go out there and showcase it for one night. So it's really cool to have this and for everyone to come out and enjoy an event like this.
What will you do with that $1 million prize?
I don't know. Maybe invest it. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I definitely get my wife something nice. Then we'll go from there.
That's really nice. Last thing, do you mind just saying back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Brian?
What is it?
Back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Brian.
Back to you, Steve, Raisley, and Brian.
Ainsley and Brian.
Ainsley and Brian. Back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Brian.
Could you say it over here?
Perfect.
Back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Ryan. There you go.
Brian. One more time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Ryan.
Brian.
You right?
Brian.
Brian?
Brian with a B.
B. Okay. Back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Ryan. Brian. Shit. Back to you, Steve, Ainsley, and Brian. Got it.
Nice. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Yeah.
You're in the promo business.
Yeah, right? Man.
What's up,
Jeez.
man?
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you been?
I'm good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be the favorite today?
I don't know if that's like a real thing. I mean, you got the guy who's won it a couple times now and going up against a legend. So, I'm like just going to have fun. No expectations. Just go out there, going to compete. It's going to be fiery, but also have fun with it.
It's amazing to see a guy like Pujols still try to swing away at the age of 42, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. Wow. I mean, talk about a heck of a career, and it's that childhood thing, right, that we talk about, that you're going up against one of the best ever to play this game, and it's definitely going to be a memory that you're never going to forget.
I walked through this ballpark and it brings back memories of 2016 and that run you guys went on with the World Series.
Yeah.
I know you've been here a few times, obviously, over the last few years, but still, you think about it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this place is, it's got its own special reason for me too. Just with, this took my first swings here after I got cleared. So it's pretty cool always stepping in that visiting cage. But to have that run that we went on, and we took care of business here, and then went going into Cleveland, right? Like every time you kind of step into those, San Francisco here and Cleveland, right? You just brings it back.
I just talked to Happer. Here's a guy that for the first time is part of this 3-day spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
How great is it for someone like him who went through so much? I mean,
Yeah.
just a year ago.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing, and I'm very happy for him. The guy works hard. He's a great human, and can't be happier for him. Things are going in the right direction for him, and to see all the hard work that he's put in, for it to get paid off for something like this, it's very rewarding, and it's definitely well deserved.
Really as well, playing with his brother, starting this game.
Yeah, that's cool. It's awesome, right? Like, first time. How long's it been?
Since the Boons back in 2003.
Yeah, exactly. So to have the Contrerases out there and do that it's going to be a special moment for them, and I'm sure that there's been a lot of hard work, and there's been a lot of adversity I'm sure that they faced throughout, not even just in their baseball life, and maybe something else going back home. But it's going to be really cool for them, and I hope that them and their family just gets to enjoy this moment, because it's awesome.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
How's it going to feel to be back with Dave Martinez? Soto, all those guys, the band back together.
Yep.
How's that going to feel?
It's going to feel, I mean, it's awesome. You know, I already saw Davey at the hotel, and coming here, Juan's locker mate, and I got Trey down right there too. So it's awesome. I mean, talk about a group that we had over there. It was a lot of fun that we had. You know, we had a really solid veteran with some really young superstar talent, and so it's just really fun to get back with them and catch up. And you know, obviously we play against each other a lot, but just the catch up on the human side and just the personal side of things.
Is it going to be fun to match up against Soto tonight? Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, I hope I make it, and hopefully he does too. That would be fun. But you know, it was a lot of fun for me last year, just getting to see him go and do it. And you know, if we compete against each other, that would be a lot of fun.
Kyle, I work for House of Highlights, a very basketball-oriented page. I know your answer, but you have to prove to my audience why their answer is wrong. What's more exciting, the Home Run Derby or the NBA Slam Dunk Contest?
I mean, you know, it's funny because I like both. I love both, especially when I was growing up. Like you know, Vince Carter with the arm in the hang and things like that. And but you know, I am kind of biased. I would say the Home Run Derby. Just you know, I think we might see someone maybe hit one out at Dodger Stadium tonight. And if you're there in person, you can see that's just a spectacle within itself.
Perfect. Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, we saw some balls fly last year at Coors Field, and watching that Home Run Derby, you mentioned balls could leave here tonight. Warm. What are you anticipating the scene to look like?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're in LA, right? It's going to be a party, and you know, so hopefully we go out there and we can all put on a great show for the fans and represent our teams and things like that. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see a lot of balls flying out of here.
What's the strategy for you, and how have you been able to prepare? 'Cause it's been since 2018 since you participated. The rules have tweaked and changed a little bit over time. Pete Alonso seems to have something figured out with how to go about it. Does it take a little more stamina, and what's kind of your plan?
It definitely takes the stamina aspect, just because it's a long time of swinging. You know, you don't swing like that in a normal day of hitting. So, you know, for me, I'm going to try to make it as much normal as I can, because when I first did, you know, I just kind of did the quantity thing, just kept swinging and swinging and swinging, and hopefully they went out. But, you know, I think, too, having to be able to go second and see what you have to get, the beat someone is nice as well, besides being the first one and just going out there and trying to keep putting as many out as you can before time ends. So it's nice to have that, but, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. And just go out there, have fun. Don't have expectations. Just go out there and compete and have some fun.
Are you excited to compete against Albert Pujols, knowing this is it? This is the swan song, and this is going to be a stage for him to be celebrated?
Yes, 100%. This is like a childhood dream. So I grew up in Cincinnati, growing up watching the Reds, and him just tormenting the Reds for a little while, and you know, being at those games and seeing him hit so many homers, and now being able to be in the big leagues and play against him, and you know, see how he still does at such a high level. And it's well deserved that he should be celebrated. That this is one of the best talents we've ever seen come play the game, and that, you know, to go up against him, it's going to be like that. You know, I'm definitely probably going to have a picture at some point, you know, hanging up in my house, and hopefully, you know, I think it's just going to be fun. He deserves everything he's going to get coming towards him, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Kyle, do you embrace the opportunity to dethrone Pete Alonso tonight?
You know what? If we get to that point, you know, I didn't sign up just to participate. You know, you want to win. So if it's me and him, that would be a lot of fun. And you know, he's done it for the last 2 years, and he's won this thing. And he has his what it takes to win it. And you know, you just want to go out there and have fun. And if you know, at the end of the day, if you don't win, that's fine. If you win, that's great too.
How pumped are you for tonight?
I'm still a lot of fun. You know. It's cool to represent, you know, an organization and a fan base tonight in the Derby, and hopefully, you know, we can go out there and we can get something done.
What can we expect from the Phillies in the second half?
You know, I think the biggest thing for us is, you know, we've gone through a lot early, and I think you see we've fought off injuries, and Bryce and Segi being down. That we've had a lot of young guys step up, and you see the way that they haven't been affected by the moment. So I think that you can see a really good version of the Philadelphia Phillies coming out in the second half.
How are you? I was talking to Ian, and how proud are you? How happy are you for him?
Very happy. I mean, unbelievable, right? The guy, to see what he's been through, and just in a short baseball journey, right? That to see him be, in the All-Star game, see all the hard work pay off. Couldn't happen to a better human. Such a great dude, and I'm so excited for him, and I'm happy, selfishly to be here too, to be with him and say what's up.
You saw him during some of his little moments when he was struggling and he was sent down and trying to find his swing and stuff. How did he deal with that, and it's making it a little sweeter knowing the adversity he had?
Yeah, exactly. I think the best thing is you look at all the hard work that he's put in. That this, a lot of this isn't, just given. You go out there and you have to work, and he's put in the work, and to see him be rewarded for that, it's awesome.
How strange was it last year when basically all your old teammates were traded at the deadline? Now kind of similar where it's like Wilson is on the trade block, it seems like, and there's reports every day about maybe he's going to go. Ian has heard his name in trade rumors. It's got to be a little weird to see all the old connections now on different rosters.
Yeah, it's it's definitely interesting, right? We all did such a cool thing, and to see the kind of band just break apart, but it's the game. It's just the way it is, and it could be one of the better things that ever happens, right? So you just go with the flow. I root for the human being. I root for them to have success and hopefully have anything that they need to go through life, whatever. I root for the person, and if they're happy, I'm happy. Go ahead.
That in 2018, you were close to the win, and this time you're still using Mike again. Did you share if there's a conversation with him for this time?
With Mike, the pitcher? Not really. I just told him, I said, hey man, I want you to throw it right down the middle as best you can, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going to try to pace myself out, and I took a lot of swings early, just a lot of quantity over quality, so hopefully we can kind of reverse it a little bit. You're still on a time clock and things like that, but to, kind of pace it out a little bit more, I think is going to help me out.
He's a teammate, like a former teammate you got.
A former teammate?
The Mike?
Mike, no. So Mike, I worked out in Florida for like 6 years, and he would be the guy that threw BP, and so he would throw BP every day, so I just got used to him throwing, and then I used him in 2018, and now that we're going to do it again here, I said, let's do it again.
How do you think a lot of guys on contending teams will be following what happens with Soto in the next 10 days, 2 weeks or so, and do you think that he's a guy that wherever he goes could put a team over the top? You've seen a lot in your division now, but look at Mookie a couple years ago goes to the Dodgers and they win. Is he that guy that can be the final piece?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a special player. It's a special talent at a young age, and whatever happens, right? I root for a player. I love Juan as a human, great dude, and if he's happy, I'm happy. If he's on another team, he's on another team. If he's still with Washington, he's still with Washington. But he is a very special talent, and it's not very often that you see someone at that young of age be very mature in what he does on the field at the plate, and he definitely brings a different type of energy that is good.
One more on Matt Carpenter, you played against a long time. He's had a couple of tough years. He's with the Yankees now, has more than a RBI per game, I think 13 homers and 80 at bats or something. You probably had some encounters with him, but people have been watching what he's doing and kind of happy for he's known as being a great guy.
Yeah, I'm very happy for anyone in the game to have success, and especially see what he's kind of been through and trying to there's that cool article out there about him trying to go out and figure out his swing, and to see him having the success that he's having, it's you go out there and it's not a shock, right? Like he's worked hard for what he's getting, and you can only be happy for that, and you can only root for that.
Kyle, you obviously loved in Boston.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at their approach to you in the offseason, and do you think that you were coming back?
one, yes, I love my time in Boston. I enjoyed it a lot. And in the off season, it was, didn't really get to hear much after the lockout, but it is what it is, right? There's no hard feelings, and I ended up in the place that I wanted to be, and the time in Boston was fantastic. It sucks that we ended it in the championship series when I thought that this is a team that could go out there and do it all. And talk about this, a great group of guys, a great guy leading the team, and a great organization, a fan base that it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed my time.
You said after the lock, were you surprised that it sort of?
It is what it is, right?
I mean, this was such a good fit. I mean,
yeah.
That's what everyone still says, right? Sorry to bring that up, but it's true.
No, I mean, I appreciate you saying that, but it is what it is. There's the baseball business side of things, right? There's got to be ways that teams are going to approach things, and the way that players are going to approach things, and it just maybe didn't line up, and it is what it is. I've been non-tendered before. I've been on different teams, so it is what it is.
Is there anything you want to say to people of Waltham?
Oh yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate all the support and love. They still give me the love today.
Do they?
Oh yeah. So call from Waltham says thank you and appreciate all the support. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this is, it's not like you get to do this every single year. It's a special event, and to do it against, going up in the first round against Albert, it's childhood dream stuff, and you're just going to enjoy it, have fun, and go from there.
You and the guy who's about 20 feet to your right here are the favorites. He's the two-time champ. Have you, exchanged any glances, any trash talk?
Nope, not at all. This is fun, right? This is fun for me, and everyone's kind of, everyone has a different way they'll approach it, and I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna have fun. I'm sure you'll get some fire out of me at some point, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of smiles and maybe a couple cuss words at some point. But it's just the competitiveness side, and we're gonna go out there and have fun.
In recent years, it's become more of attrition around Derby instead of the way it used to be. So how do you pace yourself and say you have enough in the tank?
Yeah, exactly. That's the hard thing, is to make sure that you're pacing yourself with the time and things like that, and not getting too much. You're not getting too much. I guess too sore or something. You don't want to overdo it, and so you just want to keep pacing yourself throughout. Try to do the quantity over quality, and go from there.
How excited are you for Tuesday with all the guys that are around you being here at Dodger Stadium, that kind of place?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. To be out here in LA, where we're gonna have people from all over the world come out and watch this game, and you're gonna see the world's best of talent for all of Major League Baseball, and being out here in LA, right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be just a really cool event. I'm really excited.
Last one for me. Halfway through the season, where the Phillies are at, they're still on the hunt. How satisfied are you, or not, or excited are you for the second half?
Yeah, I think as us as a team, that you would talk to us in the first month and a half, 2 months, that we weren't very happy with where we were at, and the way that we've been able to turn it around has been the way that we kind of expected ourselves to play. And we've faced a lot of adversity too. We've had Bryce go down, we've had Segi go down. We got Eflin dealing with a knee thing right now that he's gonna hopefully be ready to go for the second half. But when these guys get healthy, it's like a trade deadline acquisition, right? So if we can just keep doing what we've been doing, we have a lot of young guys step up, not phased by the moment. And if we keep doing that, expect a really good second half from the Phillies.
Do you think it gives you an advantage in the Derby, since you've done it before and got to the finals before?
Yeah, I don't think it's an advantage. It definitely helps me knowing what to expect, but everyone's different. So just knowing what to expect, going out there and just trying to go out there and grind it out, it's going to be fun.
Unfinished business after last time? Getting so close?
You know what? It was such a bucket list item for me. I was just so happy to do it, and we don't sign up just to lose. We want to go out there and win. So just go out there, compete, and have fun.
Why have you been a yes at this event? A lot of guys do it one time and say they won't do it again. Just consider about injury. You always hear about the home run derby curse of guys in the second half saying maybe it impacted their swing, maybe it didn't. Why has this been a yes, a handful of times now for you?
Obviously, I think the first time I'd done it, that it was like the bucket list thing for me. And, second time now, being selected an All-Star, and first time with the Phillies, being able to say, it's a representation thing. And, I wish Bryce would be able to be here. And, since he's not, I want to, make sure that we're all represented as much as we can be. And it's going to be a fun thing.
Is there a part of you that would like to have seen Judge and or Stanton in this field? No disrespect to the field that's out there.
No, I mean, it's their choice. And yeah, would you like to see them? Right, like they've done it before. They put on a great show, and this is it all comes down to their personal choice and where they're at with their bodies and things like that too. You want to feel really healthy coming into this. You don't want to feel somewhat banged up or anything rolling into it, because it's taxing. It can be taxing, and you just have to make sure that you're ready to go rolling into it. Yep. What's up, dude? How we doing?
Good. And last year in Denver, you were barely gone, so now you're gone a bit. How's life on the other side?
Great. Awesome, man. Very happy to be where I'm at, and Philadelphia has been it's been a great city, great fan base, great team. Going to another team. So it is fun. Going to be here for a while. Get to have that, and I'm excited about it.
What's happening at Wrigley is, the last of the guys may be gone. If you don't mind looking back.
Yeah.
To just contemplate that is the end of a more definite and a more definitive end of an era potentially. What do you think about that?
Man, I love how you guys will write this up. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's unfortunate, and it's part of the game. Obviously saw what happened last year, and then now I don't know what can happen this year, but it is what it is. There's a business side of baseball that many people probably won't understand, and you just have to accept that as a player, and just it could be the best thing that ever happens to you if you're moving on or whatever it is. But to have that time that we had there, it was special. There's no doubt in our mind that there's a piece of everyone's heart that was there is going to be in Chicago, because we did something so special in that city, and bringing in a World Series championship. We're all going to be bonded forever, and I think you talk to every single person, they're going to be really proud of that, and it's something that you can't take away from us.
Congratulations being here from Japanese TV. I know you haven't faced Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher in the past, but you will be in the future. What's your impression of Shohei Ohtani? I'm
just happy I haven't faced him. The guy looks nasty, throwing 100 and nasty sliders, nasty splitters. It's a heck of a talent. I mean, you don't see that, right? You don't see that in baseball. That's why no one else is doing it. He's special, and it's very exciting to have him here in Major League Baseball, and being the talent he is. And it's going to be just exciting to see him go out there in the All-Star game. And whenever I do get to face him in the future, I'll be looking forward to that.
If you pick one, seeing him on TV or videos, if you pick one of his pitches, he throws fastball, slider, splitter. Which one would be his best pitch?
His best pitch? I mean, I would say probably his best and most difficult would have to be the fastball, right? He's throwing 100, so it's never fun. But yeah, all of his pitches are plus. So it's pretty rare to have 3 pitches that are that plus. So good.
Some people think you can beat Pete in the home run derby. Is he the favorite at this point? Is that fair to say?
I guess you would have to put him the favorite, right? He's won it the last couple years. So,
you feel like you can beat him, though? A lot of people think you're the one that can do it.
We'll see. I'm going to have fun. And, I just got to go out there and have fun with it. I'm not putting any expectations on myself. I just want to go out there. Obviously, there's going to be the competitive side of me that comes out, right? But I have to enjoy it as much as I can. You know, that you don't get to do this every single day, and I'm definitely going to start with the first round there, enjoying it against Albert. You know, like a childhood dream coming up there where I grew up in Cincinnati, so I watched him torment the Reds for how many years, and you know, to now be facing him in the home run derby in his last year, I mean, solidified the legend in the game. That it's just like, you know, I hope I can get a picture or something, and that's going to be on the wall for forever.
Kyle, I got to ask you more about that. When you heard that you were going to go up against Albert, what was your immediate reaction?
Okay. You know, it's an honor. You know, it's an honor. That's all you can really say. That the guy is, you know, for what he's done in this game and what he's done for the game, you know, you can only say thank you, and he's going to get everything he deserves this weekend and throughout the rest of this year. You know, he deserves all the thanks that he can get, because, you know, he's impacted a lot of guys that are playing right now, and he's impacting a lot of guys going to be coming up and playing this game. What's up, dude?
What's it like to be on the opposing team when Juan Soto comes to play?
The opposing team?
Yeah, watching it, especially maybe in a game situation.
Yeah, you know, just he sucks. You know, yeah, store right down the middle. No, yeah, I mean, wow, it's a special talent. You know, like that's the best way to put it. That it's like the most mature 23-year-old you ever see, and what he does at the plate's so special, and you don't really see it that much in this game with the plate discipline that he has and the hit and power tool. That it's really cool to see. And you know, I'm so happy that I was able to be his teammate, you know, just for that short time, and now I get to play against him a lot. So you know, you're just out there in the field hoping he hits it at someone or on the ground.
As his teammate, tell us something about what was being his teammate.
You know what the funny thing was, like I saw him when he first came up with the Cubs, and I was like, man, like screw this guy, right? Like going out there doing the shuffle, and I'm like, this is some young kid, you know, whatever. And then getting to be his teammate and getting to know him as a person, like this, you know, it completely changes, right? That you're just like, man, I love this kid. He's the kindest person you ever meet, and you know, it's like you can learn something from a 23, you know, when I was there, 22-year-old, you know, that, you know, it's so cool. It was cool to be his teammate. Even better to get to know him as a person, and you know, that we keep getting to compete against each other is great.
What did you actually learn something?
Oh yeah, plenty of things. You know, like, you know, just being able to see how, you know, you can just look at little things, the way he works, the way that he goes about it in at bat, the way he's going to work at pitcher, the way that you know, he's not fazed by sometimes, you know, if it's a borderline strike that gets you know, called a strike, you know, that he's not afraid of that. He's on to the next pitch, and you know, the way that, you know, I think the work would be the best thing. The example is just, it's very special to see someone hit some head-high line drives off the left field fence for fun. You know, like that's cool. So learned a lot of things from him.
One last thing on him, just is he the last guy you want to see in a big spot?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, right? It's one of those guys that he's on the list that you don't want to see when, you know, you got bases loaded, 2 outs, and it's a tight game, and you know, he's on the list for sure. So, yeah, on the list. Yeah, thanks.
Kyle, easy question for you.
Easy.
The last meal on planet Earth, 1 plate and 1 drink of choice. What are you going out?
Casano's Pizza.
Say it one more time.
Casano's Pizza and a drink of choice. I would say, if it's done, it's over, I must say Dr. Pepper.
Where's Casano's Pizza?
It's in my hometown, Middletown, Ohio. Yeah.
You mentioned how special Soto is as a young kid. Did you see some similarities when you played with Rafi?
Yes.
Those 2 guys?
Yes, for sure. I mean, another young, unbelievable talent that, you know, it's really cool to see how he goes about it, right? Like, he has fun. You know, he's out there having fun. He's like a big kid, and you love him. And you know, the see the success that he has, you're not shocked by it. So you know, those two are very, you know, obviously different positions, different, you know, hitters within their own rights, but still two of the best at what they do.
And just another one for me. Can you imagine? I know you were at the Red Sox, you know, half the season, made a huge impact there. Kyle from Waltham.
I love this. I love getting all the Red Sox questions now, right?
But can you imagine that team just without Bogey, just what he means to that clubhouse and that organization, what it would be like if Bogey weren't there?
Yeah, I mean, for me being there, you know, for such a short period of time, that he was a guy that made me feel very comfortable and coming over and being a new guy and just working right in. You know, it's not easy for a dude that was hurt, getting traded at the deadline, and everyone's probably looking at you sideways saying, why we trade for a dude that's hurt? And, you know, but I feel like him, a lot of other guys did a really good job of making sure that I felt welcomed, and the play on the field speaks for itself. You know, the numbers are the numbers, the human, even better human, and I wish all the best for him, and, you know, whatever happens for him, but, you know, great person, great baseball player.
Just last one for me on that. You know, Bogey's not the most outspoken leader.
Yeah.
So
it's
for
fine.
someone who got to actually experience his leadership, how does he lead, and what is that like? Because he's, you know, sort of mild-mannered, you know.
Yeah, I think, and that's completely fine that you don't, you know, that he doesn't, you know, he doesn't have to be loud, right? You go out by the way that he plays the game, and see how he plays hard, and he plays the game the right way, and you see the way he works. You know, those are the things that, you know, people see in the game. The way that he goes about his business, it's really cool.
Growing up, what was the first All-Star game memory that you've ever
First All-Star game memory I've ever had? Man, I guess Crucky getting the ball thrown behind him. Like, yeah, that would be one for sure. With face of Randy. Oh, that's not fun.
You could meet one celeb here in Hollywood, All-Star games back, who would it be?
Let's say, you know what, The Rock.
Love that answer.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you didn't get a chance to do with the game last year, aside from playing, that you want to do this year? I feel like you want to, from the whole experience, that you want to come away with.
I think enjoy it a little bit more, right? Like, it's, you know, it's busy, and you're moving all around. There's working pieces all around, and you know, I think the fact of just being able to sit down and take it in and enjoy it. You know, yeah, I didn't play in it last year, but you know, I was still doing, you know, rehab and things like that. But I think just being able to sit down and enjoy it more and take it in, that's going to be the big thing. Yeah, family's all here. Yeah, except you know, I wish my mom was here, but she wasn't able to make the trip. But pretty much the whole family. My other sister didn't make it.
The way you guys have played, you know, the last really couple months, but especially coming down the stretch from the break, do you kind of feel like you've sort of put yourselves in a position to say, like, you know, for the front office to look at it and go, hey, let's, in a couple of weeks here when the deadline comes, let's do something, let's add.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think you look at the way that we played, that we've been playing really good baseball, and we just have to be able to keep continuing to do that once we come out of this break. And, you know, I know that, you know, you hear Bryce talk about how, you know, Dave goes everywhere he wants to win, and he's not shy of that. So we just have to keep doing our job on the field. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy it. And, you know, at the end of the day, if we put our, you know, I see ourselves going to be in a place to, you know what, if we're going to add, we're going to add. But if, you know what, we don't, we're, you know, like I said, look at the way the team's been playing. The offense, the pitching, and the bullpen and the defense have been pretty unbelievable recently.